Now welcome back to the seventh HTML tutorial of learning how to code in Pidgin English. And for inside this tutorial, we're going to look at table. But before we begin, it is important to explain wetin table be. So table na just diagram wey contain columns and row. And when these columns and rows joins together, e go form wetin dem dey call cell. Row dey go from left to right and column dey go from up to down. But there is one thing wey I go like make you pay at ten tion to. Even though say table na combination of row and column. Now for the concept of row and column for inside table, row dey significantly important. Row dey very important if we wan represent am for inside HTML. Now dis table now, we go try represent am for inside our HTML here, for inside our Sublime Text. Now just as every other tag, to do table for inside HTML, we need table tag. So we go just do table. Now, inside our table tag now, remember say I tell you say row dey very important for inside HTML table. The reason why row dey important be say with only row, we fit know wetin dey go on inside our table. Now, if you come inside our table, you go know say dis first row wey dey here na im get the title wey come differentiate each column for inside dis table. No let am dey confusing o. Dis first row wey you see so, na inside dis first row we go get first name. Inside dis same first row na im we go get last name. Inside dis same first row na im we go get gender. For inside dis same first row na im we go get profession. Inside dis same first row na im we go get nationality. So if I identify with dis first row like dis, come move from left to right, na im be say I don get my first name, last name, gender, profession and nationality. Now to represent am for inside our HTML now, we go need to tell HTML say TR wey be table row. So how I go come take represent to HTML say dis thing wey dey here, dis first name, last name, gender, profession and nationality, na im be the column for inside dis table. So wetin dem dey use represent column for inside HTML table na TH wey be table head. So if I do TH now here, and if you look at it very well also, we fit talk say dis things wey dey here now, dis first name, last name, gender, profession and nationality na head for each column. So we go just tell am say okay, na table head. Unlike row wey be say e dey very easy to see, we go just tell am say table row. I no know, for some reasons they just decide not to include TC as table column for inside HTML. But if you ask me, I go just talk say if e don make a lot of sense, instead of say dem dey use TH, dem suppose don use TC to mean table column. But as e dey like dis, just know say dis TH na table column e mean, while TR be table row. So for inside dis one like dis, the first head, the first column wey dey inside our table so na first name. So I go just come here and type first name. Na im be say I don represent the first column here. You know say I still dey inside the same row, inside dis one row wey dey here, wey dey move from left to right. But I come get another head wey be another column inside dis one. So wetin I go come do be say I go come copy dis TH, enter like dis, come paste am again. Now dis one go come be last name. Dis one go come be last name. So you see now say dis one, I don put am as last name. Now inside dis one row wey we still dey, inside dis first row wey we still dey, we still get gender. So I go just come here like dis, paste dis thing, come type gender. We still dey inside dat one same row, so I go come here now like dis, come type dis one as profession. I go come here again like dis, come type dis one as nationality. So for inside our table now, this first row na im we don represent here like this, table row. And inside this first row, we get many head wey be many column. So we come here, we get first name, we get last name, we get gender, we get profession, we get nationality inside this same row. So if I save this information now, come go inside our website, reload this information now, you go see say we don get this information. We get first name, last name, gender, profession and nationality. But this one like this, e just write am out. E no put am for inside border, so we no know whether na table. So wetin we go just do for so in this case, wetin we go just do be say we go just come inside this table tag, this opening table tag, we go come input attribute. So the type of attribute wey we go include inside am wey go give us that border na border attribute. So I go just type border. As I type border like this, I go just give am one number. So the number wey I dey give am now so mean say how I want that border to be thick. So if I give am one like this, so I mean say I no wan make e too thick. I just wan make e just dey around am like that. So I go come to our browser again, reload. Now you see say e don put each of dis thing inside im own column, but everything still dey for one single row. Now as we don represent the information wey dey inside dis one row like this, we wan move to dis second row wey be say we go begin dey add names of people, their gender, the profession wey dem dey do and the country wey dem come from wey be nationality. Because say we don come another row, wetin we go do be say we go just do like this. You see say we don comot for the first row. Wetin we go now do be say we go just do table row again. Now because say we don dey inside another row now, and inside this other row e get many information inside also. Now because say this one no be head again, na data, because we wan put information, we wan put name of person inside this first name. So first name, last name, gender, profession and nationality na dem be head. So the next information wey go dey under dem go be data. So na when we go come have TD wey be table data be that. So the first name now go be, let's say the first name na Samuel. Then we don write the first name wey be, e mean say this information wey go dey here go be Samuel. Now I go just copy this one now like this, come duplicate am. Now you know say we still dey inside the same row, but now we don move go another column wey be last name. I go just write Bioku here. Now we still dey go, we dey inside that same row. I go come put gender, I go say na male. We still dey inside that same row, then I go put profession. Now I go talk say profession, I go put am as student. Nationality now I go put am as Nigerian. So if I save this information now, come go reload our website. Now you see say inside this second row, e don add Samuel, Bioku, male, student and Nigerian. Shey you see am? So if I wan come to this third row now, e mean say I go do another TR to tell computer say okay, I dey go another row. So na this third row we dey like this. This third row where I dey highlight on, so na im we dey like this. So I go just tell computer again say okay, TR. Inside my TR I come get my TD. So wetin I go just do be say I go just copy all this table data and paste it inside this new row wey we dey. So this one like this, the first name I go just use Rebecca. Then last name I go just use Babatunde. I go say female. I go say student. I go say Nigerian. So if I save this information like this, come reload our website, you see say e don add Rebecca, Babatunde, female, student, Nigerian inside the third row. So dis first row na the row wey contain our head. Dis second row na the row wey contain data for the first person wey go dey inside our table. Dis third row now na the row wey contain the second person wey dey inside our table. So if you like, you still fit add more information inside your own table. Okay, make I just add another information inside our table like dis. If I copy dis one like dis, come back here, paste am like dis, I go just talk say dis one Johnson, dis one I go say Williams, I go say male, I go say footballer, I go say British. I save dis document now, come go our website. If I reload am now, you see say we don get another information for inside our table. So I go still come add another information here now so as to complete our table wey we get for inside here as example. So I go just copy dis one again, come back here, paste am here like dis, call dis one Peter, call dis one Olayinka, and call dis one male, say programmer, Nigerian. So if I save dis information now, come go reload am for inside our website, shey you see now we have Samuel, we have Rebecca, we have Johnson, we have Peter inside our table. So as we don discuss table for inside dis tutorial, na so e go be. I hope say you enjoy am. I go see you for the next tutorial where we go dey talk about links.